This special SalemNews.com report is brought to you by the THC Foundation, serving the cannabis community since 1999.
Welcome to another segment in our ongoing series with Dr. Phil Levesque on the topics of medical marijuana, and today we're going to talk about pain and a few other topics. And I'd like to start out by reminding you that if you have any questions, comments, or stories that you'd like to share with Dr. Levesque, send them to us here at the newsroom@salem-news.com. Now, we have a little history lesson to start with, where medical marijuana comes into play. So, Doc, the first question of the day is, who was our first Western patient?
Our first Western patient was Queen Victoria of England. And she was a patient of a Dr. Clendening. I think I've got that pronounced wrong, but I'm close. And a Dr. O'Shaughnessy brought marijuana, cannabis, from India about 1840.
Okay.
And he gave a seminar at the whatever the National Medical Association was, whatever it was. And so Clendening, whatever his name was, decided Queen Victoria had 11 children. And she had premenstrual cramps, she had nausea of pregnancy, and she had the pain of childbirth, which I can't talk about very closely, but at least I've seen it.
That's for another segment.
That's for another segment. Okay. And Queen Victoria was the first notable user of marijuana for all of those conditions. And the Oregon Board of Medical Examiners was hysterical that I would say that marijuana was safe for a pregnant woman. But Queen Victoria had 11 children, and as far as I know, she used it for all 11. So she was actually the first marijuana pharmacologist in Western history.
It's fantastic. Well, I think she's a great case study. But let's go on to somebody that actually did send in a question.
Okay.
Okay. First, we'd like to talk about California for just a moment. We got a question, and now we're in Oregon, but we do respond to all questions from around the world. Someone in California is asking if non-card holders can still grow marijuana for patients. Now, what would you think of that?
I think that would be very dangerous, and there are certainly regulations about that in California, but I do believe that a person like that can get some sort of a permit, but at the same time, I'm not certain of that, and I think that they can computerize this and what CalNormal or something like that and find out what the regs are, but at the same time, I believe that each county may have different regulations about that, so California is crazy like usual about this, but I would not advise him to grow this without legality included. Yeah.
In the state of Oregon, you have to be a card-holding grower. You have to be registered through the state of Oregon in order for you to grow legally, and that's why this is an option for you. We're trying to make this legal so that people have access to medicine. So do it legally, and then more people will have access to what you have available to them.
Do it legally and stay out of jail is the main name of the game.
That is the name out of the game. That's the biggest risk is whether or not you're keeping legal. Okay, Tom is another writer. He said 12 years ago he noticed his heart was racing when he smoked. And so he has been very careful about using it because he was concerned that he was getting heart palpitations or that it might cause other negative heart problems. Now, isn't heart racing kind of normal?
Okay. Marijuana causes blood vessel dilation and your blood pressure goes down.
Okay.
When your blood pressure goes down, the heart says, hey, speed it up. So they speed it up, and this is called tachycardia, which just means a more rapid heart rate. Now, palpitations is a little bit different. It means the patient can actually feel it.
Okay.
And so maybe the fact that he can feel it means that he has palpitations. Now, he wanted to know if this was dangerous or not. And I have never heard, California has 300,000 medical marijuana patients, at least that many, legal ones.
Yeah.
And I have never heard of that condition from any of the doctors down there treating those. And I have never, reviewing the cases of some 6,000 patients myself, I have never seen anything like that happen.
Well, we know that there is absolutely no recorded evidence that anyone's died from using marijuana.
That's true. Absolutely.
And so this could be a condition, but probably not life-threatening.
That's true.
Okay. This is a very serious question. Kevin has a 14-year-old son with verbal Asperger's. He's on Strattera, Risperol, and Lexapro.